Hey, good morning, guys. It's Goose here, and welcome to STN Stock Talk with Ricky and myself. Ready to kick some butt today. Pretty excited. Um, Look, guys, hopefully you guys are going over to stocktraders.net. Visit us over there. Signed up for the free trading room. Anything that we cover this morning, feel free to send us a private message. Ask us what our thoughts are, what we're looking at. We're always open to help any of the instructors there. So please make sure you check us out. A lot of cool widgets and things like that on the site, and it's continually adding more stuff. So hopefully we see you there. Just want to remind you that anything we're covering this morning, it's not a solicitation. We're just giving a couple ideas each every day. Some days might be a little bit more, some days a little bit less, but look, we're trying to just give you some thoughts on a couple of active traders or some names out there that you guys haven't already seen. So please, trade your own plans and read the disclaimer below in the description section. And we're always looking at quality over quantity. So let's just keep it at that. I'm excited to hear what Ricky has to say about a couple of these low price ones. So I'm going to turn it right over to Ricky and see what he's got. He's been on fire with these things lately, spot on. So looking forward to it. Come on, Ricky, take it over.
Thanks a lot, Goose. So let's get at it, guys. Thanks for joining us. Please share, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. We don't want you guys to be missing these live streams, trying to bring the value to you. So the first thing on my watch list today, guys, is EYES, EYES. Now, me and this company go way back, and to say that we have history is an understatement. They're one of my favorite turd companies that I look to short on every substantial pop. Now, I'm not knocking their product or the value they bring to society by trying to bring sight to the vision impaired. But what I am knocking is the shady finance tactics that constantly dilute long-term investors that are true believers in the company, and they get hosed nonstop. And the company execs could care less. So they're gapping up on earnings that were not as bad as expected. But don't let them try to spin this on you guys. They're still not profitable, and they still need cash in a very bad way. As of the end of 2017, their cash on the balance sheet was $604,000. Not $604 million, not $6 million, no, $604,000. Now, they have money market funds totaling another $7 million, but even that is not enough to let a company that burns more than $2 million a month to live comfortably. They have an active shelf for $100 million, which they've already delegated $13.6 million of it to Riley and H.C. Wainwright for an ATM, which also is the max that they can raise on this shelf with the MVPHS they had at the time of the deal. I'm looking forward for them to file that 10K so I can see how much has been tapped. But until then, I'm going to treat this turd the way I always have. I'm going to short any pop that gets up to that 250 area as long as it sets up first, guys. So, I mean, as I always say, I'm not going to get in front of a moving train. I'm not going to short the front side. There are setups that I personally take, and you need to have your own plan for how you get in and out of trades and use risk management, guys. Next thing on my watch list, PIXY, PIXY. Now, this was up over 65% yesterday on news that they're going to be implementing blockchain into their business. Someone should tell them they're a little late to that party. They don't have any active shelf, but they do need cash. They had about $3 million in the bank as of the end of last November, and they burn about $1 million a month. So you do the math. They may be working on a private placement, and this run could easily gain them some attention from financiers looking for their next pony to trot. It was up over 8 times ATR yesterday at its highs. So there should be a good reversal in this thing soon. I would prefer it to get some legs today and extend some more, but I don't mind taking the trade using yesterday's highs if that's what's going to be the top. Again, it's going to need to set up properly before shorting it. There won't be any shorting on the front side. Now, when I was preparing for this, this thing wasn't dropping off the cliff like it is right now. Regardless, I'm going to look for the short on it. I'm looking for a pop back to the resistant level around 420, maybe even start in around 4. It's going to depend on what the market gives me. If you're out there and you're listening to this and you're running one of those buy algos, can you please turn it on for PIXY? I can't handle this thing being down 13, 14% pre-market when I was absolutely drooling over it yesterday. I even dreamt about it last night. Next thing on my list, guys, RGNX. This is the last one on the list for me. It got some silly extension yesterday. It traded just under 7 times ATR and closed close to the highs, up around 27%. I'm seeing the tradable float around 20 million shares. This company beat on earnings, but again, it's another one that's very, very cash flow negative. They have a lot of clinical trial stuff to pay for this fiscal year. Regardless of that, this one's mostly a technical play for me since it was so extended yesterday. I would like to see a push to 40 and stuff, but again, I'm going to take what the market gives me. I'm hoping for the volume to kind of replicate what it did yesterday. If it does what the typical volume is on all these other days, maybe something that just doesn't get touched. That's it for me, guys. I'm going to pass it back over to my man Goose. I want to hear what he's got on XNET and BZUN.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. I promise you we're going to work on your dreams. If you're dreaming of that stock at night, we're going to work on that.
I dream big, baby.
So I only got a couple written down today. There's a ton on my watch. Doesn't mean I only have 2 on my watch list all day. I got a ton. I was chatting about it pre-market with the group, and but I just want to share a couple ideas with you this morning and keep it quick. First, I want to start off with BZUN. This is a typical retrace idea that I have. I know it's up a little bit this morning, 30-40 cents, trading at the 44.70, 44.80. I see it bouncing around in there, which is right in this level here. This is what my initial thoughts on this. On this name today is it pulled right back after this big move down in this 44 area, which is that retrace, that 40% area, which is one of the first areas that I look at. So I'm looking for a quick bounce off that. It's already up a little bit, especially if we have a nice market today. And I'm looking for a play off prior lows, which you could see right here clearly is that 44 area, and then maybe a push back up on 46, which are the previous highs. It wouldn't surprise me if it goes through previous highs. So I'm going to, had good numbers. Everything looked good with it. Had a monster move. Did a nice retrace. If the market's strong, nothing's going to surprise me on this name as far as a push goes. So I really like this idea. I'll look for a really solid entry closer to 40, 44 prior close, which is, 44.20 area, call it. But we'll see what happens. And like Ricky says, sometimes we got to deal with what the market gives you. I have pretty good conviction on a bounce here, but we'll see what, how it plays out. If it wants to break through, you have very defined risk reward. If it breaks through this level, there's no reason to marry it. Let it fade back into that 50% area, that 43 area, and see how it acts. And then I'll look for that, higher low from that point. But I really do like this idea, and I could see this thing really pushing up to 46 or maybe even better. So I think there's a good setup there. Going on to another name I've talked about in the past. I know it's kind of funny sometimes bringing up the same names, but I really like to set up on XNET. Call me crazy, but I just feel like this is starting to set up for a nice long push on this 15 area. And the reason I'm saying that is a couple factors, and there's a little psychology here. I mean, look, we had that huge drop in the Bitcoin area, all that the other day. XBT came in huge. With all this volatility in the market, and what's the stock been doing? It's just been sitting here, staying, and you can see it made on the daily. Here are your lows. What did we do? We made a higher low. It's now hugging the 20-day, and you see the 20-day turning here. I'm looking for a turn. There's a high conviction trade for along with good risk reward. When I say high conviction, I got good risk reward. Today, I'll probably risk the low from a few days ago, which is 1290, because it's kind of held over that. If it wants to pull through that, I'm not saying that it can stop, do a quick wash and, test that 1260 area and bounce right back up, but I'm not going to stay for that. What I'm looking for is for it to kind of hold this 13 area and make a nice shove. It's up a little bit this morning. I want to make sure my entry is good because I want to take some decent size in it to be able to manage it and use that 1290 area for risk. So that's my plan on that one. We'll see what happens and see if it gives me a trade today, but I do like the setup. And if it's not today, I'll revisit it again tomorrow. So anyway, guys, let's stay safe today. I'm going to keep it at that. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Hope this is always helpful. Come check us out at stocktraders.net, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:05. And Ricky, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thanks a lot, Goose. And thumbs up to whoever was listening out there that turned on that buy algo on PIXY. I see a little bit of support showing up. Thank you. Come find us, guys, stocktraders.net. If you don't have a plan, you don't have a trade. Stay safe out there, guys. Let's freaking crush it. Peace.